Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. My name is Lorraine Tierney, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I live in the small town of Warner, New Hampshire, and I love to make cards. I love to send cards. I love to share cards. And really, I like to help other people make cards. And I'm here tonight to show you a card I'm making and maybe help you when you're stuck for an idea. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I can send you a catalog or help you in any way you'd like. Just reach out and I would be glad to do it. So let me show you the sketch that we're going to start with today. I'll switch my camera over. Please be sure to say hello if you're watching or leave me a comment. I love it if you'd interact with me, answer my questions through the comments, anything like that. Makes it a lot more fun than if I just feel like I'm talking to myself. So this is the sketch that I'm going to turn into a card today. As you can see, it has a landscape orientation, and it has a mat that I'm guessing is about 5¼ by 4. And I should say that my philosophy on sketches is this is just a starting point. I can start with elements of this sketch, and if it takes me someplace that looks totally different, that's okay. That's all a sketch is a jumping off point. I love it when I think, oh, I need to make a card. What do I want to make? I don't know what I want to make. If I find a sketch, it really helps me know what to do. Hi, Sherry. So I decided that this mat would be 5¼ by 4. And then I figured these strips are shorter than the mat, so maybe 5 inches, and they don't totally fill up the space. So I didn't want to do 1 inch each because this is 4 inches. So I did 3/4 inch each, and I used the Cheers and Sips paper, and I used 2 pieces that are the same and 2 other different ones. So I have 3 patterns. And this just denotes something to put your focal point on, and it can be any shape that you want. So I'm going to use a couple of circles there. All right. So I played around with the color of my card base, and I decided I wanted Timid Tiger. So this is Timid Tiger. And when the card's going to go landscape like this, I like to do it 4¼ by 11, and then it's scored at 5½. But I'm going to put that aside for a second, and we're going to put our strips on the white mat. So if you've watched me more than once, you would know that I am not big on wonky kinds of things. I like symmetrical, I like neat, I like even. So if I look at the sketch, I feel like the pieces of paper go something like that. Let's see. There's the sketch, and here's this. I guess this would open up a little bit. So it's kind of like a letter M on its side. I'm not so sure I can do that. It just, for me, that's not pleasing to the eye. So I'm going to look at going nice and straight across, and I think this one might look better going that way. So there's going to be some room in between these. So I think, excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. I'll start with the top and the bottom. I'll adhere those first, and then I can kind of split the difference with the other 2. And these are mostly the B sides of the designer series paper, the chips and cheers and sips, or celebratory sips, the paper might be called. This is the suite that I'm doing a stamp camp with in June with 12 other demonstrators, 13 of us all together from all around the world. And you will finish the stamp camp with 26 projects that use this suite. So you will get your money's worth out of this suite if you join us on that stamp camp. And I hope you will. All you have to do to join through me is purchase the Celebratory Sips suite through me. And the stamp camp is free. It's an added value to that. Okay, so there is the basis of this sketch, but I thought it might be nice to use one of these embossing folders. These two embossing folders come in the suite. This one, does it help to put it on that? This one is called Garden, and it has beautiful flowers. I used them on this card, and then I embossed it. And then this one is called Glass. And it almost looks like ice cubes or little panes of glass. I think I would like to run this through the embossing folder. And I want it to fade out towards the bottom a little bit. I'm going to put it in up to the top of the trying to get it straight. And this is not a 3D embossing folder. So when I put this through my stamp and cut and emboss machine, why don't I show you? I'll bring it over and show you how I'm going to do it. When I die cut, you can see I just die cut a circle there. I have my plate number 1, and then I have my die cutting thin plate adapter or die plate. I don't know what this is called, but we don't need that. Sorry, I hit the camera with the embossing. We're just going to use number 1, then my very messy plate, then the embossing folder with our piece of paper in between, and then the top plate, the top number 3. And we're just going to roll this through. When you use the 3D embossing folder, it's a little bit different. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. All right, let's get this out of the way. And when I take this out, it's got that lovely pattern embossed on it. It's really pretty. And so now I could have it that way. That's what I was thinking, or you could do it going this way, but I do like it going this way. All right. And now we're going to adhere that. It did wrinkle that a little bit. Oh, you can see how pretty it is on the other side too. Yeah. So I guess I put it in. I actually might have put it in upside down. No, I guess that's the front because that was the side that had the Stampin' Up! Logo on it. But it looks like I got the debossed side. Okay, let's make sure this is opening up properly. Oh, I'm glad you like the embossing, Michelle. And I'm glad you like the straight strips, Sherry. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of wonky. Sometimes, oh, but not always. Okay, let's get that down. I've got a little wiggle there. Seems like I've been doing a lot of this little glue trick lately, trying to get things to lie nice and flat. Just putting a little glue on a piece of scrap paper and then pressing that down. I'm going to do it up here too. There we go. All right, now I've got a little extra glue. There we go. Okay, so there is the basis of this sketch with the 4 things. And then I thought I would put a pumpkin pie circle. It's a little darker than the timid tiger. And then another circle there. And we'll decorate it a little bit. Hi, Deb. So I'm going to use, I think wasn't sure if I'd like lemon lime or old olive, but I think I'm going to do old olive. And I'm going to do the cheers. My cheers stamp I've used a lot, and so it's starting not to stick as well to the block as I'd like. So I just need to wash it with a little Dawn dish soap or some other dish soap. It will take the coating or like oils from your hands off, and then it will stick much better. So I just need to do that. I'm gonna put that up there. And then I cut out this drink with some mint, maybe. I didn't plan that very well. Let's see if we can fit it on. Maybe we have to go up a little higher. There we go. We can have our leaves kind of outline that a little bit. And what else could we put on there? We could put a lime on there. I'm looking at this stamp set. We could put another little leaf around on that. Let's do the leaf. I'm always adding something. Oh, I'm gonna have to use this block. I have an event coming up on Saturday, so I have a lot of my blocks packed already. And I'm not sure if I want to do it with old olive or lemon lime twist. Here's a little pocket from the Notes and Totes. Hi, Joanne. Let's see. Oh, I think I want it in the light green. Yeah, I think that will be pretty. So let's just do some random leaves on this. I say random, and then I'm very carefully placing them. That's how I do random. Should we put another one up here? I think so. We'll go that way. And I probably got some ink on my glass mat. All right. Oh, that lemon lime twist looks pretty with those colors. And it's just a little bit lighter. Okay, so let's adhere these two together. And then we'll put some dimensionals on the back of that. These are left over from a kit I was working on, a paper pumpkin kit. Is everybody ready for a stormy day of rain tomorrow? I think we're all due for it on the East Coast. I don't know about you, Sherry, but it's supposed to be heavy rain. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And then we'll put the drink on. So I'll put a little glue on the part that sits on the circles, but I'll put a dimensional on the part that is not going to be on the circles. And we'll go right around that word. Oh, but I'm a little crooked. Love that wiggle room of the liquid glue. Just got to get my dimensional up. Okay. There we go. So that's going to go there. And then for the inside, we have a piece of basic white. And I have another little strip of DSP that I think I'll put vertically on this one. This is a great sketch to just have in your stash so that, like I said, if there's a time you're like, oh, I want to make a card and I don't know what I want to make. And once you start cutting up your patterned paper, you'll have lots of strips like this that you can use. And so this is a really nice sketch so that you're not wasting paper. My patterned paper is hanging over just the slightest amount here. I'm going to try to just trim that off. Okay. Here we go. And then let's add a sentiment on the inside. This set has little sentiments. So I'm going to take, whoops, that's not the one I want. I want It's Your Day, and I want Let's Celebrate. And we're going to put both of these on. So this one is Let's Celebrate. And this one is It's Your Day. Which one do you think should go on the top? Oh, you've had flooding already. Oh, that's too bad, Sherry. Yeah, I hope everybody gets their work done. Should we do It's Your Day, Let's Celebrate, or Let's Celebrate, It's Your Day? I think I'm going to do It's Your Day, Let's Celebrate. I'm going to go back to the old olive because we want the sentiment to show up nicely. It's your day. And then I'll stagger it just a little bit. Let's celebrate. Did I get something on here? Oh, it came off. That's good. Okay. And we could put a little lime on it. I think we'll leave it be, though. I think that's enough. We just need a little bit of bling. And these are the holographic resin dots that come with this set. And they kind of take on the colors that they're near or behind. So I'm going to put a couple like that. And then let's get one of these big ones. And we'll put this big one Oh, we'll put it right up over there. I like to put them next to something that's popped up because the popped up part of it protects those a little bit from poking through a envelope. Hi, Angie. Thanks for watching. Darlington, South Carolina. What a great place to be able to say you're from. I would like that. I'm from Darlington. That sounds very nice. So that is our card with this sketch. And I think I stuck to that sketch pretty well. I don't always do that. Like I said, sometimes I just jump off and find myself going someplace else. So thank you so much for joining me today and for watching. I hope you'll give this sketch a try. It will be in a blog post on my blog early next week. I think it's on Monday, and then you'll be able to see the sketch there. So have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will be back over the weekend. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.